Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Below Par podcast with myself, Joe, and other Joe up there. Joe, gives a wave. Here he is.
Hello,
and
hello.
we've also got Sam, who's our first guest of the channel, aka the golf fashion guy.
Thanks for having me on.
You're very welcome. It's great to have you on. Obviously, first guest. I believe I was the first guest on your channel.
You were. This is great.
Returning the favour.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So obviously the idea really of today's episode is to kind of get a little bit idea about yourself, a little bit of an idea of what's happening in golf and golf fashion at the moment. I know it's something that a lot of guys now are getting into. I think it was something perhaps in the past that maybe it wasn't a really big part of golf. You kind of had a traditional outfit that you wore, whereas now there's a bit more availability. So it'd be interesting to kind of get your idea on that as well. Do you have anything else to add on that?
No, it'd be interesting to get an insight. Golf fashion. It'd be an education for me because I'm useless. If I've got a black pair of trousers on, a white pair of golf shoes, I'm happy.
And that's
so maybe some tips.
I'm going to plug an item in there, that blue Drew belt that you wear a lot.
Ooh.
Sold it.
I think you sold it.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Well,
yeah.
But I will if
Sam,
it's. Oh no, it's not handy.
So happy that's been solved. He's like, thank goodness for that. This sounds terrible. Blue trousers. Black trousers, blue belt.
Yeah.
Sam's just like, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to be sick. So let's get a little idea then. Let's get a little idea from you then, Sam. What's going on at the moment? Give us a little idea about yourself and your channel. This is time to plug yourself.
Yeah, so my channel is the Golf Fashion Guy, as you know, having appeared on the channel yourself. And I do reviews, mostly to do with, to be fair, I do mostly shoes, but I try and do a little bit of the clothing as well. So I review certain garments, give my ideas on what I think looks good, what I think potentially doesn't look so good, and just help whoever is watching. Hopefully someone's watching, whoever's watching. If they kind of watch the videos and it helps them make a decision about what to buy, then I feel like I've kind of done my job. So it's just a passion of mine. I've been into it for a long, long time, since before the days of being a golf professional, just playing amateur golf. I've always liked my clothing. And so it's kind of just really stemmed from there, if you like.
Is that something perhaps a lot of people won't know, obviously, about yourself? I mean, you're a PGA professional yourself, fully qualified, all done.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of backing behind this.
There is, yeah. So I've been a PGA Pro now for fully qualified for the best part of 3 or 4 years now. Cool. 3 or 4 years, I think. So that's 8 years relatively in the industry, working in a golf shop. So
Absolutely.
I do my shop hours as all of us, well, most of us do. And then I basically specialise in teaching kids golf. So that's my main it's my main job, if you like. And then the Golf Fashion Guy stuff is something that I like to do on the side. I mean, I'd love it to be able to pay what I earn for a year to be able to do it all the time.
That's the thing, isn't it?
I need a few more subscribers, yeah. So
guys,
if
you're watching this, yes,
subscribe.
Yes. See that?
To both.
To both, absolutely.
Yes. Well, obviously we'll put your link down in the bio, because we're good people like that. We will do that. So please make sure, guys, if you're subscribed to myself or you're watching this, please hit the subscribe button for both of us. It would be very much appreciated. I think it'd be nice to get over to 1,000 subscribers, wouldn't it? I feel like that's a bit of a milestone.
Yeah, that'd be great. 1,000 subscribers, you can start sort of looking to get monetized and start earning a couple of pennies for your videos. And so,
exactly. I mean, you're still not talking masses, but it's enough to fund things like microphones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorts of things.
I mean, microphones look great. I like them. I'm a big fan. I'm feeling left out, but I haven't got one.
It's just just one of those, isn't it? One of those things. What
an investment. And once you do subscribe, just anyone that watches this, I've watched your recent video on those Sergio Garcia shoes.
Okay, cool.
Go and check that video out. I love those shoes so much.
Okay, so
very lucky to get them.
Talking about these shoes, let's talk about what happened with the American PGA. Is that what it was? What happened with that?
So I put the video up, and I put I think it was a 10-second clip of Sergio Garcia hitting a shot at the 1999 PGA Championship at Medina, where he hits the forearm from behind the tree and then gallops up the fairway as a little jump to see where the ball's gone. And I just put that in. And normally I would put it sort of in the video so you could still see me talking, but it would just be like a little kind of video playing in the corner of the screen. And so I decided, sod it, I'll just put it over the whole screen so you just see that video playing.
Yeah.
And I thought it's probably not the best thing to do, but with the 630 subscribers and the relatively few views that it would probably get, that video, I didn't think anyone would see it, so I didn't think it'd be a big deal. So I went ahead and put it in, and then a couple of days after, I get an email from YouTube saying I've had a copyright claim against the video, and the claim was made by the PGA Tour.
Wow. So they're watching. They're watching. You should have got them, once they complained, you should have got them to share the video.
Absolutely.
It'd have been nice. Yeah, it'd have been nice. I missed the trick there. But so ended up getting like it wasn't a copyright strike, which the copyright strike was the channel, but a claim. I mean, I'm gonna take that as a compliment that they've been watching.
Yeah, damn right.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would absolutely. So I know Joe had some questions about sort of retail stuff, didn't you, at some point? So I think we'll get those in a little bit later on with sort of
we'll go through that.
Wanted to look into, but I had a couple of questions. I wanted to kind of chat to you about your favorite brands at the moment. And this is like for different items. So obviously we're not talking about tour players here that are wearing like all Nike or whatever. We're talking about, so what's your favorite sort of shoe? What trousers are you feeling at the moment? Belt, jumper, t-shirt, that sort of thing. And if you can like give us an idea of what sort of things you're liking at the moment.
Yeah, so shoes I wear sort of most at the moment. Well, my all-time favorite shoe is the FootJoy Icon.
We can all agree on that.
Shoe. It's just always been one of the greatest shoes for me ever made. I never actually had a pair of classics, which I'd love to have had a pair of FootJoy classics. So I'd like to have had those, but obviously when the Icon replaced them, being a PGA Pro, lucky enough to get a few pairs of those over the years. And so they're a pair that I love, but I wear a lot of Adidas stuff. So the Tour 360s I've been wearing a lot. The Adipower Forged, which is being replaced for this coming year, but was a big shoe for them last year, and I wore those a lot. Anything with boost in it is great. I'm a massive, call them sneakerhead, I guess, of someone who loves their trainers. I love all my boost and that sort of stuff. So when boost was then introduced into the golf shoes, I was a massive fan. So I wear a lot of the Adidas. Trouser-wise, I wear Juice's Ike trouser mostly. I mean, I've got trousers from Jay Lindeberg and Hugo Boss and Juice and anyone and everyone Adidas, but they're the ones that I sort of wear the most.
When it comes to golf trousers, and I think, Joe, me and you always had this issue. It's very tough to find a pair of golf trousers these days that fit well.
Yeah.
You always end up with, like, and don't get me wrong, every time I get this, and I remember we discussed this sort of in depth at Wentworth. You look at the pros trousers, and you look at things you can buy, they never look the same. It's like a McDonald's sort of order board. You know, when you look up the top and you go, that Big Mac looks incredible, and then you get it and you think, that's not the same thing. It's that same sort of effect with golf trousers for me.
That's the most Lovery analogy I've ever heard.
And those boys will get their stuff tailored, don't they? So, they get all their stuff taken to the tailors and lovely. But I mean, trousers, fit on them is interesting. Different brands, everyone fits differently. It's just it's one of those things of trying as many pairs on as you can. If you're lucky enough to live near a pro shop or a golf store that does a range of trousers, try them on, because they all fit differently. I mean, and the thing is with them is they all say some of them are slim fit, some of them are tight fit, some of them are regular fit, whatever it might be. But one brand's regular fit, like Juice's regular fit, is like an Adidas slim fit.
Right.
A Jay Lindeberg slim fit. So it's kind of, they just vary so much in size. So trying to find a pair to try on is so important.
Absolutely.
We've like Joe said there, we've always struggled. But I found the best two. In fact, I've fallen in love. In fact, I'm looking at them right now because I wore them today. I've got a pair of Dwyer's Winter Tech, and they are unbelievable.
Yeah, but you like an old man fit.
I do.
Him and that 38.
Actually, no, they're relatively tapered. They're relatively tapered, but also Under Armour. I know we wore a lot of Under Armour.
Under Armour. I'm still wearing a lot of Under Armour at the moment. Under
Under
Armour.
Armour, Under Armour are one brand that I've not really featured a great deal on the channel. We used to stock them in the pro shop I used to work in 4 or 5 years ago, and I used to really like the gear, and the shirts have always been great. The fit's kind of funny. It's like you're kind of if you're a medium in everyone else, you're sort of a small in Under Armour.
Agreed. Agreed. Always got to size down slightly.
Yeah, but the trousers I always thought were great. I didn't own too many pairs, might have owned 1 or 2 pairs, but the fit was always pretty good. The materials are great because it's really, you get the material that the water kind of beads on a little, and then stretchy as well. Who doesn't like a bit of stretch?
I have to admit, the one thing I've found with Under Armour, it's really long lasting for the price range. So like the price point it's at, you kind of would expect to have to pay kind of your boss money. Like, you know, I've got kind of an Under Armour jumper that I'm wearing at the moment. I think it's like 2 years old, but I've worn it a lot and it's fine. You know, none of the seams have gone. The zip still works.
Yeah.
It just turns into old reliable.
When being made from all the plastic material that these, you know, the polyester stuff that most of these garments are now made from, they just never ever wear out. I mean, they might, some polos might discolor and stuff, but pullovers and stuff just last forever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That kind of leads on to the question I was going to ask. It all depends, I guess, your answer based on what clientele you've got, as in what to stock in a pro shop, what brands. Because I know where I'm at the moment, it's all the members love cotton. They love all that sort of stuff. And you mentioned there about fading
plugging
say again.
Glenmuir.
Glenmuir, exactly. Glenmuir, Peter Miller, they do really, really well. But let's base this question then. If you were stocking a superstore and if you had 4 brands to stock, only 4 clothing brands, what would you stick in there?
Oh, you'd have to hit some different price points.
Yeah.
So for me, you'd have to have some Adidas stuff in there. And then what's nice is Jay Lindeberg do some stuff that kind of covers the price point that would be just sort of above Adidas.
Yeah.
And then I would have to have the Hugo Boss stuff. But, you know, if I'm stocking a shop, I'm not going to stock a shop that, you know, your average club golfer who might be touching 65, 70 years of age is probably not going to shop I'm going to stock because, you know, for me, all the Lambswool jumpers and stuff like that now, and your Glen Brays and your Glenmuirs, they're not ever moving forward. They're not brands that look at the next 4 years and where are we going to be in 4 years, because their stuff continues to sell because of still the demographic of golf clubs.
Yeah. And it's the crested stuff, isn't it, for that? Yeah. So I don't necessarily think it's not that they don't need to move forward. They've got something that works, and that's what they'll do. If
it's not broken, don't fix it.
So we got 2. Did we have 2 brands so far, which are Adidas and Jay Lindeberg?
Yeah, I'd have Hugo Boss as well.
Okay.
And then I'm trying to think of one other that you could put in there if you're gonna go with that many. I mean, I do like the Ralph Lauren stuff, but that's kind of very.
Didn't FootJoy also bring out a very classic range? Was it like 18 something?
Yeah, the most expensive golf apparel known to the planet. I think it was, wasn't it? I think it was about £400-500 for a pair of shoes. I did ask them.
Feeling
they didn't really want to venture.
I have a feeling Sunningdale have got a lot of that.
They have, yeah. I think they might have been one of the only. There might be 1 or 2 pro shops in the country that did it in the end.
Yeah. But you can understand though, kind of, again, as you said earlier, you've got to target clientele that are going there.
Yeah. So maybe I should have rephrased the question then, because I mean, if
you can't apply this to your job, this isn't free business advice.
No. What I'm saying, what I'm going to rephrase the question as: if you were walking into a pro shop, what would you want to see? Those 4 brands.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'd like to see the Adidas stuff. I'd like to see the Boss stuff, the Jay Lindeberg stuff, the RLX stuff. All that sort of stuff. I can stay away from Nike. Really, Nike. I get a lot of heat from some of the.
I like to see Robert Lindbergh on here. See that? Stop this. I knew it was coming on, Joe. I knew it was coming on. Read the email, Joe.
So I mean, their stuff is very good. I just don't like what they do with their tour players. The
That's
material that the stuff's made from, I just feel like their tour players just don't get a chance to create an outfit themselves. I just get a feeling that they get told what to wear, and the fact that you have guys turning up at events with exactly the same outfit on, maybe barring a pair of shoes changing.
Yeah,
that's a tough scene. There's a picture of what Carl Stanley and Paul Casey at the Masters, I think it was last year.
Playing in the same group.
Like I think they were playing in the same group and they're wearing exactly the same stuff.
That's a bit regimented, isn't it? Just going back to the previous question, we didn't quite finish this, and probably people will be quite keen to find out what it was. So we did the shoes, which were the butcher icons, with the trousers, which are juice.
Yeah.
Would you? We'll go into the matching belt and stuff in a moment. We'll go into that. Tops. What top?
Yeah. The top I wear the most, you probably be the Tour Tech from Jay Lindeberg. It's probably a shirt that I wear the most. I mean, the fit's fantastic. They do a slim fit, they do a regular fit. The regular fit isn't actually all that regular. It's fairly slim still.
Yep.
But the regular fit in that just fits great. Nice cuff sleeves. The color ranges that they do every season are really cool. You get some really poppy kind of colors. You get some oranges and you get some limes and stuff like that. And I've just got, if you look in my wardrobe, I've got just so many of those polos. I probably own 10 of those polos.
Right, okay, so that's a real favorite.
Yeah, it's one that I wear it to. We do stock it in the shop, so I wear it to work a lot. I wear it day to day quite a lot. I wore one this morning, should I say? So,
And then in terms of adding a jumper on there, what would you
adding a jumper? The Boss knitwear is just incredible. The Boss knitwear.
Plug our video.
There you go. I mean, that's what the Boss knitwear is for me. The way they do knitwear is just second to none. The designs that they have, the materials, the way they use materials within the designs. So sort of the sleeve of a jumper is not just a standard like a cotton sleeve or a merino wool sleeve, whatever it might be. The sleeve will have sort of perforations in it, or it will have sort of bits.
Callaway logos like the other ones. Remember?
Yeah, that was maybe not the best polo that they've ever done, but you do need to watch the video for that one. Yeah,
to understand that reference, you have to watch the video.
But yeah, the way they do their jumpers are it's great. They're really, really good, but they're just mega expensive. So
I think going back to shoes as well, obviously there's kind of developments now, isn't there? Where there's kind of brands that perhaps you wouldn't think of, like G4 and things are now coming through. I have to admit, I'm a big fan of G4 shoes. I've tried a couple of pairs on. I like them. I'm going to have to buy some at some point. What are your kind of thoughts on their kind of movement?
Really cool. I like it. I think the way that golf fashion is going, I think the next 10 years, if you look back at where we were at the start of the last decade, you know, you had I look back at the 2011 US Open when Rory won at Congressional, and what he was wearing, and it was Oakley. It was like baggy trousers that had the sort of the zips at the bottom that kind of flared out over his shoe. And you look at where we were then and you look at where we were now, and there's a lot of brands like Jay Lindeberg starting to do capsule collections, and they're starting to not strictly stick to autumn, winter and spring, summer. They're doing little collections that they drop earlier in the year, and it's more limited. And I feel like that's the way that golf is going, and G4 really do fit that mold. It's really sort of classic styling, and then it's a lot of really modern techie stuff in the shoe. I mean, I've got a couple of pairs, and what they do with the inner sole, they've got like ridges in the inner sole, which is designed to massage the underside of your foot. Now, it doesn't massage the underside of your foot. It feels pretty good, but massage is a word. But they're great, and they're mega comfy. And you do get to the end of the round, and your feet don't feel as tired as you would have done. It's the thing with an Icon. I love a pair of Icons, but man, they're not the comfiest shoes to wear.
No, I can agree with that.
I mean, that for me is clearly for a look. I mean, I'll wear the pair of shoes because they look good, not necessarily because they are the most comfortable things I can put on my feet. Play my Uggs as if they were the most comfortable things I could put on my feet.
No, I think that's
not a vibe for anyone.
I think that's a very good answer.
It's amazing what you mentioned there, actually, how it's changed since 2011. So, well, throughout this decade, everyone's talking about decades now.
It's mad where we've come from. I mean, even going back further to Tiger Woods in his prime, and it was, you know, pleated trousers and that sort of stuff. So
Huge
Tom
sleeve.
Lewis, I believe, used to
Yeah.
buy his trousers from Primark, and
Yeah.
he used to get them baggy, so they looked like Tiger Woods. So when he first came out on and played in the Open, when he won Low-Am at 2011 Open at St George's, and I'm pretty sure he's wearing all Boss upper, but he wasn't wearing Boss trousers, and I'm sure the trousers that he was wearing were kind of pleated Primark ones. Big up Tom for that.
Yeah,
I might be wrong. He might drop a comment saying, no, that's not right. But
that's a bold move. That's a bold move. He's already
Tell you
calling
what,
people
if we
out.
can get Tom Lewis watching
We're going to get wanted on this channel. We're going to be sort of in the shops, just sort of ducking round through the clothing rails. So let's go on to who is your favourite dressed player on tour at the moment?
Will always be Henrik Stenson.
Okay, because of the boss.
Because of the boss, Billy Hawkshaw is great as well. Coincidentally, they both wear icons, so I don't know whether that's a thing as well, potentially. Yeah, I think those two are always the standout ones for me. You get some low key guys who always look pretty good. Some of the guys who are wearing the Grayson stuff, which is sort of new to the scene, guys look pretty smart. I think his name's Sam Ryder. Always looks smart. There's a couple of guys who look good, and there's a couple of guys who really take pride in it, I think. And there's guys that don't really care and just kind of rock up and get told to wear, and that's that.
Yeah. Steve, how about you? What would you be? Who'd be your
best
choice?
dressed on tour?
Yeah.
In the past, going back to when you mentioned Rory's win, I loved that back in the day, but right now, it's a tough question. Actually, I'm not entirely sure.
For me, I think it's Justin Thomas.
Yeah.
I just think he looks, when he wears his stuff and when he gets a few logos going on in the way he does it, I just think he looks great. And he's also somebody I think that wears either classics or icons, isn't he? He's that sort of player.
Yeah, I think he's one of those.
And I like that mix of old and new. I just think that's I think it's a nice touch. And for me, when he wears an outfit, it always looks very personal. Nobody else is wearing that outfit that week.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
I like that. Not a lot of the guys wear the RLX stuff.
Well, yeah.
So that also helps. But yeah, he does look. He's very individual in what he looks like. He's another one. He definitely dresses very well. You can tell that he cares about what he wears for sure.
Yeah.
So let's go. Okay, so obviously you're at a golf club at the moment. What are the general fashion faults that you will see from the general public, and how can they fix this? Now, I can already think of many that I see on a day-to-day basis, but I'm going to let you answer this. This is not about us. This is about you. What do you see, and what kind of really grinds your gears, and you think that could so easily be fixed?
Yeah, that kind of leads on a little bit to worst dressed, actually, golfer, because when you put that question, when you sort of bring that question up of worst dressed, I wouldn't want to go with someone like Kevin Na or someone like that who wears like the really wacky stuff. Tommy Fleet was the first person that came to mind. Now,
really,
you might think he doesn't dress that badly, but what he does, and this is what I see a lot, is he will wear like a beige pair of trousers, a white pair of shoes, a white belt, which I'm not a massive fan of the white belts, but we can get onto that. And then he'll wear like a light coloured polo. So everything of his outfit will be light. And then he'll wear a black cap.
Yeah.
You're like, man, like really, if you wore a white cap, you'd look great. And he does this a lot. He'll wear a white cap and then he'll wear a white belt and he'll wear a pair of black shoes with an outfit that just wouldn't call for black shoes. That's the one thing. It's the belts.
Like that little bit of customization he had. Nike have literally laid out this outfit and then he's gone, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm going to wear this blue hat. No, dude, don't wear the blue hat. Definitely not. Yeah, this is the one thing that grates me is I always used to go by, this is years and years ago, your belt, your cap, and your shoes should match. Now, with the disappearance of the white belt...
I'm still keeping it alive sometimes,
Yes, you'll get there, my friend. You will. And with that sort of starting to disappear a little bit, with a lot of the belts now matching the colours of the trousers, for me, your cap and your shoes have.
Running out of time.
What might this be?
Move the 40-minute time limit on your group meeting. Love it. Thank you. There we go.
Oh, that's nice one.
Zoom,
Very nice.
enjoying it that much.
I can relax now.
Done what? Sorry.
I can relax.
Oh, you can relax. Yeah. Zoom are enjoying this meeting.
They're a subscriber.
Have a free gift. Thank you, Zoom. If you're watching, thank you.
But going back to that, with the belts now matching mostly the trousers and not wearing a white belt so much, hat and shoes. If you're going to wear a black hat, please wear a black pair of shoes, etc., etc. Difficult to do with the emergence of a lot of brands now doing sort of navy shoes as well. The new Pro SLs that launch in a couple of weeks, there's a navy pair coming with that. So a lot of navy coming, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, caps to have in rotation: black, white, grey, navy, and then shoes, black, white. That's it.
So I mean, that very much kind of leads us on, doesn't it, Joe, to what we were kind of saying with, and me and Joe were chatting about this not that long ago, the idea of golfing essentials. So let's say, for example, we completely got rid of all our wardrobes again and started afresh. What would your kind of golfing essentials be? Or let's say somebody's starting new to golf. Okay, they're on quite a, not necessarily a limited budget, but obviously you're not going to go and spend fortunes on a huge wardrobe. What kind of things would you have in there? What would be your kind of go-to?
Go-tos, you'd have to have. Well, you got to have a good pair of shoes. I love white shoes, so I would. If you're going to say to me, I need a pair of golf shoes, straight off, pair of Tour 360 Adidas, you're kind of sorted. That's so nice. The Tour 360s, you can dress the outfit up, you can dress it down, you can kind of wear a nice smart pair of trousers, you can wear a sporty pair of trousers. The shoes still look good for me.
Plug your latest video, the Sergio ones. Plug the latest video, the Sergio ones. Yeah, make sure if you don't know what a Tour 360 shoe is, click the link below and
head over to the channel. There's enough Tour 360 content on there for you. There's enough. There's a lot.
What about renaming?
Pardon?
The Tour 360 guy.
Yeah, I could be. I mean, they'd have to send me some more, which
that really is niche.
I was niche already. Pair of trousers. Pair of trousers. The thing is with the Zeus ones is they're great and they'll last you forever, but they are £110.
I was going to say the price point.
That price point is not great. And
would you say then maybe something like an Under Armour, or even do the absolute sin and maybe step away from golf brands for the trousers?
Yeah, you can.
Somebody just starting out.
Absolutely, there are so many brands now that do trousers that you can wear for golf. I mean, there's lots. I mean, a lot of high street stores that you can go into. I mean, you can go into Topman and buy a pair of kind of chino-y looking trousers. You know, say navy pair of trousers, navy pair of chinos. You can wear them on the golf course.
Yeah, it's amazing because that's actually a fan favorite for myself and Will, who I work with. We'll wear slim fit chinos, navies. Got a light blue pair actually. They tend to work all right. Probably have to liaise with the Golf Fashion Guide just to make sure it doesn't look too bad.
Absolutely, yeah.
White shoes with those guys.
White shoes. Bombarded after this.
Hey,
I said he would get absolutely bombarded by you after this.
Yeah.
I'm
really conscious every time I get dressed.
It'll be on your story. So if you don't follow Joe on Instagram, make sure you give him a follow, Joe Stevens PGA, and have a little look. And on his story every day, it's gonna be at the Golf Fashion Guy. What do you think of this outfit?
What do you think? Yeah.
Honestly, every time I've done that, mate, it's not been.
I'm more than happy to help.
In fact, when I followed you, I think it was because of you commenting on something that Joe posted. I think Joe was wearing. I think Joe was wearing black shoes when he shouldn't have been. Ooh. And I think that's I think that's where I first found you.
Yeah, I tend to find now what I do, Joe, is I just take headshots now on my Instagram profile.
Yeah.
So I can't see it.
No, your Instagram's become less golfy recently, isn't it?
It has become a lot less golfy recently. Yeah, I've managed to do more things away from golf. It will make a bit of a switch back, but it's nice to have it back to a bit more of a personal page. It's all about that balance, isn't it?
I feel like you've transitioned out of the squat phase. There was a big squat phase for a little while. I feel like you
transitioned out of the squat. There's many phases in an Instagram page. If the squat phase is the worst phase I go through, I'll be pleased.
You should just make a separate page for squats.
You
You have a couple of followers, you'll be fine.
You could be the golf squat guy.
Very niche.
That is niche.
Golf squat guy, brilliant. I like that. It's like awkward trying to film that though in a gym, wouldn't it? Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't do anything today. I can't do any squats because it's not leg day. But I thought I'd just bring you in.
maybe down the line. I mean, obviously, it's one of the first episodes. We can have a chat about squats if people are interested.
If they are, if you
are interested about squatting, we'll talk about squatting.
Well, not necessarily squatting. Golf performance. I know you're hitting the golf ball a lot further now.
Joe, you were a TPI instructor. Why don't you talk us through some golf fitness stuff?
Well, I won't bore everyone today with that.
Notes again.
But that being said, I did play this morning.
What does TPI stand for, Joe?
Say again.
What does TPI stand for?
It's the Titleist Performance Institute.
There we go. See,
and you pay a lot of money to learn some stuff.
Hey, careful.
And it's quite interesting. Played today. I'm hitting it further. I'm glad to say.
Good.
Yeah.
That's
I'm deadlifting heavier, so maybe there's a
link. There's a link.
Potential correlation.
Give me that bacon sandwich I had this morning, Joe. Who knows?
What's it? No, actually a bagel this morning. Very good.
Right, let's get back onto topic. Let's get back on topic.
Let's get off this. This really is the below par podcast now.
Yeah, this is below par. This is very much below par. Look. Is it look better, play better? Is that the thing?
Oh yeah, hands down.
Yeah. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and even if you don't play good, just look good. And that's all that matters to me.
That is my brother's motto, I must admit.
Yeah, I mean that's. I mean, if I'm going to go out and shoot 85, I'm going to look good doing so. That's kind of the aim.
I always think the more shots, the more chance you get that somebody might be taking pictures of you.
That's true. Maybe for the wrong reasons.
Maybe the wrong reasons. Yeah.
Still pictures nonetheless.
So let's go on to what are your plans then for this year? Obviously, you're building subscribers. I mean, daily by the looks of it. I think that
it's going up nicely actually.
So kind of what are your plans for this year? Where do you kind of see yourself going?
So plans this year, I want to release a line of polo shirts. That's my goal for.
Okay, we need to get plugged on this. We are first to wear these.
I will happily supply the Below Par podcast with some gear, definitely.
We're liking that idea. We'll have to wear them every episode.
Every episode we'll wear them, and we'll link in description if you want to buy them. Use Joe 10 for.
We haven't released them yet. We'll have to link them later.
Oh yeah, not now. Not wearing them yet.
That's the goal for this year, is to get a run of shirts. I don't know how in depth the designs will be. I have a number of ideas for designs.
If you want some funky stuff as one-offs, and people hopefully will comment below saying if they enjoyed this or not. And hopefully they'll kind of go, yes. I'll tell you what, let's do a little thing in the comments. If people have got this far, let's see what kind of shirts they want to see released. Do they want to see funky, more vibrant? And if so, do they want to see us wearing some funky, vibrant shirts?
Or is simple better?
Yeah, I think the colours will be, I mean, there will probably be a white and a navy. There will probably not be a black, and there'll probably be some limes, some oranges. I've not yet really obviously finalised. This is just a plan for later in the year. But yeah, I want to try and get a line of shirts which will obviously match well with certain pairs of trousers, but also the colours to pop as well. For me, I will wear a polo shirt a little bit more for the overall colour than necessarily for the design of the shirt. A lot of the shirts that I have in my wardrobe are sort of plain of design. They don't really have too much going on, but they are in my opinion. Obviously, golf fashion is all everyone's opinion. But in my opinion, they are great colours. And so that's what I aim to do for this year. Obviously, I'd like to grow the channel. My aim is to get the channel hopefully to 1,000 subscribers. That'd be great. I've got a cool idea for a giveaway for when we get to 1,000. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to tease that. That's a little teaser I'll drop in now.
That's a teaser.
I'm not going to.
We don't know exactly what it is yet, though.
No, don't know exactly what it is. It's going to be very, very cool. It's going to be very cool. So yeah, that's kind of get to that milestone, and then I want to release a batch. There'll probably be a 4 or 5 shirts, 4 or 5 different colours, different designs that will come out, and that's just kind of testing the waters a little bit. That's ultimately where I would love to go. I'd love to be able to go into designing apparel, designing golf apparel. Obviously, I have 0 qualification in order to do that, so that doesn't really help. But when it comes to releasing something sort of through the channel as merchandise, if you like, all the kids like merch, which is great. It'll almost be Golf Fashion Guy merch, and hopefully people like it. I'm not gonna go to the cheap place and get shirts for like £3 and that sort of thing. If I'm going to put my sort of name to it, if you like, I want them to be. I don't want them to be expensive, but I don't want them to be a terrible quality product. I want it to be. I want it to be something that I would wear myself, not just because it's got my name on it. I want it to be material that is familiar to me alongside sort of the brands that I tend to wear. So man, that's the goal.
It's quite cool. I mean, in that case, because obviously, we've started this podcast because me and Joe decided that we need to do, we need to sort of stay in contact a bit more, and we quite enjoy just discussing things. We always used to do this at work anyway, so this is what we used to do. And it's quite nice. We thought, well, we're kind of doing this for us more than anyone else. And I think it's quite nice in the fact that, with the shirts you're thinking about bringing out, they are more for you than anyone else, if that makes sense. It's like, I want to bring out a shirt. I want a shirt to match this. I want a shirt to match that. And actually, if that suits somebody else's needs, which it most probably will, then it's going to be good.
Exactly. The whole thing, the whole reason I started the Instagram page and the channel itself was, was for me, really. It was to, I wanted to do a lot of, I'll go back, I'll rewind a little bit. Friends of mine, when we first turned pro, would call me the best dressed golfer on the East region, which was a lovely compliment. And one of the guys always said that, you should do something with this. I'm buying shirts left, right, and centre, and shoes left, right, and centre. And he was like, you should do something with it. So myself and my wife to be went round to a friend's house for dinner, and it was there and then. It was kind of right next year. I think it was 2018 or late 2017. He said, "You've got to do it. You've got to start it." So I came up with a name there and then, and so that's when the channel grew. And it was me kind of showcasing a little bit of the clothes that I like to wear. It was the videos are videos that the content that I want to make. I don't make content because brands tell me to make content. Like Adidas have been one of the biggest supporters of the channel for me. They've been incredible. And not once has anyone there told me, we've just sent you these, you need to make a video of this. I make the videos because I want to make the videos, and I don't want to fall into a trap of making a video of a pair of shoes or a top or whatever that I get sent just because I get sent it, if you know what I mean. So all of the videos that I make are videos that I want to do. And I think I like to think that I come across fairly passionate about,
I very much agree. It was
what I feel about these shoes. And so, I want it to be authentic. I don't want it to be, I'm here he is just reviewing a pair of shoes and it's very, lacks energy or whatever. So yeah, everything I do on the channel and my Instagram page, my Instagram page is pretty quiet throughout the back end of December. And that's because I don't really have anything that I wanted to show off. And when I have something that I want to post, like I'll post it. I want to recycle images. I don't want to do any of that sort of stuff. I want it to be very sort of, this is me, and it's feel like if you're subscribing to my channel, you're following me on Instagram, you're not only interested in what I'm interested in, but you also, I'd like to hope that the people are a little bit invested in me as well. And, that's why I want to make sure that the channel always stays very focused on the stuff that I want to do. For me, if you don't want to watch it, like, don't watch it. That's cool with me.
Yeah,
if you don't want to watch the video, don't watch the video. I'm okay with that. If, like I said all along, if one person watches the video, if the video gets one view, that one person watches it and thinks, I'd like to try those pair of shoes, actually, goes out and buys a pair of shoes and loves the pair of shoes, then my job is done, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I guess that's the key to almost any content, isn't it? There's no point doing it for the sake of it, because the same energy is not going to be there, and ultimately you're not going to enjoy it as much.
Exactly. No, I mean, if you're just doing content because it's something, it might be a source of income for someone. If you're just doing it because it pays the bills, and it's not really exciting you that much, then I think you might be onto a bit of a loss there. I think
you'll soon stop as well. I think that's one of the things that you often see. I mean, I'm a little bit guilty of it in this channel, where I've been making kind of review videos, and then suddenly things get in the way, and then suddenly something isn't released for a little while, and then you're trying to do tips, and it's a market already that is very much flooded. There's a lot of pros at the moment making YouTube stuff. Exactly. And it's something, well, how do you become different? And then you can't get kit early enough to do reviews, so you're late on the review. You're then not going to get the hits. You can't do it early because you don't see it early enough. So you end up in this kind of catch-22 where you're trying to better yourself and your channel, but you can't because that's already gone out there. And that's certainly something, I mean, that's the reason for the change in this channel is we can now control what we produce. We can control the content that we create, and we can completely control what we chat about. So we can chat about things that maybe have just been released on the day of release from the product training that we might have had.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, going back to that with the releases and stuff like that for the guys who are doing lots of golf content, doing lots of club reviews and stuff like that. Obviously, that sort of stuff doesn't really interest me. Well, it does interest me being a golf pro, but to do a review of it doesn't really interest me all that much. But even if you are late with the review, even if you were coming out with a review of a product that released 2 months ago, I'd like to feel like people do hit that subscribe button for a reason, and they might have seen Rick Shields do a review. They might have seen Mark Crossfield do a review, but they want to hear what you have to say. Like I would watch a video that's 3, 4, 5 weeks old of a product from someone who I want to hear their take. I might have seen 4 guys talk about it, but it's that person. That's how I'd like people to sort of almost view my channel is, there are other Tour 360 reviews. I mean, National Club Golfer and all the rest of them will do reviews, but I'd like to think people would tune into mine because they'd like to hear what I have to say about it, which, it sounds funny to say.
Yeah, but slightly off-topic example for that is no proof of it actually behind me. I'm a big Chelsea fan, and
shame.
And it's amazing how I watch quite a lot of the football YouTubers that talk about Chelsea or whatever it is, but there's a certain couple that I watch who have got considerably less subscribers because I'm more interested in what they've got to say, because more often than not I agree with what they've got to say rather than the big one. So yeah, you're absolutely right.
Also, you're more likely to get, I feel like you're also more likely to get something authentic from someone who has slightly lesser subscribers, maybe even getting paid by the brand, to talk about the stuff. So, it's difficult for these boys who get paid to do it to really hammer a product or to say something bad about it. It's very, very difficult for them to do that. And, that's the same with obviously the people that talk about the Chelsea team is, they're more likely to give you a brutally honest opinion if they're not being paid to give their opinion.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
For sure.
That's great. Have you got any more questions? Anything you want to ask? Anything you personally want to ask? Or
think we've gone through a heck of a lot there, golf fashion wise. We've gone through your plans. That sounds exciting. We're excited to see what happens there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's definitely definitely something that hopefully is going to be pretty cool for the back end of the year. It's going to be tough to organise. It's going to be me putting decent chunk of my own money up to sort of fund it, because these, doing a run of clothing isn't cheap. But hopefully people like it. People respond to it, and
you'll obviously look forward to seeing it. We wish you the best for that as well.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely.
Any way we can help or that sort of thing, we'll always do our best for you.
I appreciate that, definitely. And I'm going to be back at the BMW in September. Is it September again this year? It is September again this year.
Yeah, I think
we'll make sure we coincide the diaries, because obviously Joe stayed with me for last year.
Save what happened at the BMW, shall we, for another episode? I think that story would make.
That's another episode. That's another episode.
We'll do that. We'll do that as a story.
Yeah.
Honestly, okay. Like, it was just one of those days where it kind of got to the point you're just trying to blag everything you can, and you end up everything worked is the only way I can say it. That's as far as I'm going with that for today. And
listening to that story, I don't think I could have been much more jealous, because from Wentworth I must be 15-20 minutes
probably.
You live around there, don't you?
Say again, sorry.
You do live around there?
Yes. In fact, yeah. Just down the road, really. And Joe came and stayed, and I'd been working all day. He came back that evening. It must have been at 10 o'clock at night.
Oh yeah, it was late. Yeah. It was.
Because that was it. We'd arranged to play golf.
Yeah.
That evening, because we thought you'd be back.
And I was
raging because I couldn't get a game of golf. And then the juice swans back in, but we'll leave that for.
We'll leave it for another time. But I think it's a good story. It's a good story. We'll go over that. We'll definitely tell that as a story. That story will be told to my grandkids. It was one of those.
I feel like you might have told me already, but I'm already intrigued to listen to the podcast and watch the stories.
Well, that's one view guaranteed for that episode.
Worth making the video. It's worth making it.
Hell yeah.
So what we'll say then, we'll leave it there, I think, then for today. In the comments, if there's any questions you think we've missed, please put them in below. If there's anything you want to ask Sam, I guess they can contact you on Instagram, or they can comment below and we can make another video.
Instagram DMs, comments on any of my videos. I'm very keen to respond to every single comment that I ever get on my YouTube channel, which at this present moment is quite easy when you don't get that many. But yeah, I do respond to every comment. So yeah, if someone wants to ask me something, feel free.
Perfect. And if it's easy for them, if they want to put it even in the comments below, if they want to see another video with you, that'd be great. I think that'd be a really cool thing to have. We'd love to have you back on. I think Joe's feeling the same.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that there'll be updates, won't there? But based on what you said with your plans and down the line, I mean, this is really early days for what we're doing here. So there'll be different things, there'll be different features, there'll be different things to talk about. So yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Well, thank you very much, Joe. I'm going to let you do the spiel about all that comment, like, subscribe stuff. Just one more time.
I think we've pretty much covered it. Make sure you subscribe to the Below Par podcast, which might not always be a podcast, might be a few extra things in there. Make sure you subscribe to the Golf Fashion Guy, and yeah.
Well, thank you.
I'm very new to this YouTube game, but I hear you've got to click the notification bell button.
He's been watching. He's been watching.
You won't get notified. But yeah, that's all I have to say. And we'll try and release as much as we can.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate you having me on. First guest on the podcast. I appreciate it. It means a lot. And all the best with it going forward.
Thank you. You're very welcome. And so we look forward to seeing all the stuff. Look forward to seeing how this video goes. Thanks, guys. This has been Below Par. Thanks.